and get political answers. Of course, it's all about your opinion as well as being accountable and understanding, learning, educating, as well as being informed about what is currently happening. Now, today I am joined by Mr. Nyamweya. Of course, you've seen him most of the time, and you're going to see his face a lot of the time. But we also come to you so that you can give us your opinion on matters politics, on matters governance, what is happening out here. Now, of course, we know we are in that season where we are in a rush to finalize the bipartisan talks that are currently happening in the Bomas of Kenya. And we've seen different representations as well as different opinions as well as different presentations from different people. One, those who have been in government since independence, and those who have also new in the government. And I'm sure you found interesting things, Ukonje. So today we had the former Attorney General, that is Amos Wako, present. Yes. That is his side of things, or his opinion to the bipartisan team, that is the 10 members there. And he came up with something interesting, He stated that, first of all, he applauded the 2002 elections that were held in Kenya. Number two, he stated that Sava lazima zifunguliwe. Yes. And number three, he stated that after every election, a forensic audit should be done, And then also in his presentation, he said that after every election, lazima servers to be open to everyone in the public so that they can see what happened. He stated that for these particular elections that were concluded, that is for the 2022 general elections, that there might be, the results might not be what was announced, So that is why anasema servers zifunguliwe. Now, first of all, let's look at that bit of his presentation. Is it something viable? Is it something that can be done in Kenya?
Actually, we have been having this struggle for a long time, since independence. First, I want to mention something. The first draft constitution, was 1963. So since 1963 up to 2004 is when we drafted another. From 2002 we started. We drafted another constitution. It took 40 years for Kenya to draft another constitution. And I think you are all aware, the one we used to have, emulated was revised through Indian constitution. And later they went to New York to draft it with other experts in America, from America. And actually, 2000, after Kibaki's leadership, we drafted again. With the politicians, what they are never satisfied. Some of them want the constitution to fit their interest. No. So, coming to 2010, the chairpersons like Professor Yasper Rigai and the former CJ, Dr. Willy Mutunga, they were the co-chairs in this draft. And these were they were the monumental in the drafting of the 2010 Constitution. And actually, it has been a long struggle, as I always say, up to this moment. We hatujakuwa sawa. There are still problems here and there. So I think I also support, even though during my time, remember the same Amos Wako was in Bomas today, was the Attorney General. Yeah. One of the longest serving Attorney Generals. I think it took 13 years in Moi era. And all these problems we are crying about Moi here and there, he was the real advisor for Moi. And other people I mentioned yesterday, like Professor Gitu Mongai, were also there during Moi. B.R. Rumumba, they have been there, Kibaki, and all this time up to this moment. It's good. The views they are giving now, presentations they have given in Bomas is good. But actually, Kenyans are wondering, where were they? It's as if politicians are free when they are not in the government. Are free to talk or to give, yani kuongea ile mambo itafaa wa Kenya when they are not in the government. But when they are in the government, in fact, they can't talk or mention anything. So, with what Amos Waku said today, I think that's where Kenyans are heading to. That's what we want. Because it has been a struggle, election after election after another election. So what we can do is every election, servers must be opened, and the forensic audit must be done with a recognized international body, whichever. People are corrupt nowadays. We don't trust ourselves. Kenyans don't trust their brothers. I can't trust you as well. You cannot trust me. So we can even invite an agency to come and audit, and more so the servers should be opened. Yeah, I think I support that.
But won't that cause a lot of unrest in Kenya? Because we've seen so far, without the servers being opened, there's a lot of unrest. But we've seen the era of the Nusukate era.
Yes.
Servers were not opened, but the government found a way of working together with the opposition, and there was sanity in Kenya. Won't opening, first of all, the servers be, number one, disadvantageous to Kenyans themselves because of security? Because I personally feel it is more of the political party's interest. Because if you see, okay, it might work, yes, because we saw the likes of Gabon. We recently had the Gabon coup,
Yeah.
And when the servers were opened, it was apparently found out that Ali Bongo had not won the elections, you know. And now we have the current president, who is Bryce,
Yeah.
Is that something that I don't know, but it wasn't
the president whose election was stolen from him.
Yeah.
Actually, for Kenyans to be satisfied, for us to be satisfied, you and me and the other people out there, let the servers be opened always, after every election. And I think this can stop people from stealing the elections. Yeah. You cannot think of an idea of going to steal if you know the servers are going to be opened. And maybe you can look for another alternative, but not national rebel. Yeah.
And for someone who is, let's say, an amateur in political matters, if, for example, we are 1 year down the line, 1 year plus down the line, since the announcement of the 2022 general elections, we've seen a president who served for 1 year, for example, because when you look at the election results and the unrest that is happening in Kenya, it's all because of that presidential seat, So for someone who'd like to understand, so now the servers have been opened, let's say, for example, what next if we find out that President Ruto did not win the elections?
They know very well. That's why we cannot open the servers. That's why they cannot agree for the servers to be opened. They know immediately as the servers are opened, then the next following day, Ruto will go to Sogoi. Like what happened in Gabon. I think even Amos Wako gave that example. Even Amos Wako gave that example. He told the panel that you can see what happened in Gabon. In Gabon. Yeah. That's exactly what will happen in our country. No, you cannot escape from that. The moment people will realize you stole the elections, what do you think will happen? You'll go home. Yeah. The next day or the next week, you must go home. That's why you have been hearing people like Martha Karua singing that open. If Ruto, you dare open the servers today, on Monday you will go Sugoi. They know. Those are the constitutional lawyers. They know.
And what if the latter is true, that President William Ruto did actually win the elections fair and square?
He will remain. Yeah, he will still continue. Yeah. But it is a clear indication that by refusing to open the servers, it simply means, you can learn from there that maybe there is something rare. There is something which is not true. There is something which is not straight. Yeah. Yeah. That's why it is very impossible to open the servers. Let me tell you. Ruto knows very well. He has been in politics for a long time. That's why when the opposition always insists that you open the servers. You open the servers. Ruto anaendelea kukonda the following day. Because he knows what is in the servers. Yeah. So that's why we are saying, if this is what has been troubling, been bringing unrest in this country, let the servers be open always after elections. Let forensic audit be done. Yeah. Yeah. I think you had the case of Gerera.
Yeah.
That parrot papers were brought from Uganda. We never know. We can't say they were bought because they were brought from Uganda. And she realized when the parrot papers are in the airport, do you think she's lying? Okay. If it's not so, why can't we give an alternative of another place where those parrot came from? Has anybody come out clearly to defend? No. And another question is, why do you think Jebukate and the other three commissioners are not ready to attend Bomas? You know, people are asking, how was it possible for them to go to Supreme Court? It is possible because they used lawyers. You go and just sit and wait for the lawyers. Waendelee kuongea. Yeah. And the informers is you. You alone. You are the one who is asking. No lawyer is defending you there. That's why it is very impossible for Chebukati to come.
But you know, they're still exercising their constitutional right,
Yeah.
Because it's actually a free space where you go and give your opinion.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
And with all that is happening, with all the presentations that are happening at Bomas of Kenya right now,
yes.
You know,
yes.
We've seen a lot of recommendations. We've seen a lot of things that are pushing, or agendas that are pushing towards Kenya probably amending the constitution.
Yes.
You know, again.
Yes.
So most Kenyans are asking, with the presentations or from the outcome of the bipartisan talks, are we looking forward to like a referendum in Kenya? And if it comes, what are some of the key agendas that we are going to see probably being put as key pointers or as important things to amend in the constitution?
You're asking something. I would like to read it from one of the draft article.
Okay.
43. The chapter contributes or states that the Bill of Rights in the Kenyan Constitution 2010 provides for enjoyment of economic and social rights under Article 43. Every person has a right to demonstrate, to do what. You have a right, you have your own right. And more so, this constitution is for the people. You know, that's why we have been going round, looking for ways and means of solving our problems once for all.
And for all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I asked the second question,
Yes.
Which you said it's a right.
Yeah.
Are we looking forward to like a referendum pretty soon?
Whoever who has not seen me, a possible outcome of the referendum is at the door. Is somewhere there knocking. It's only that we have not opened the door. But it is just near here with us. The possible outcome of after Bomas or this what's happening in Bomas is the referendum. We are soon going for referendum. Yeah, whoever who doesn't see might start. When you saw people like, you have seen people like Wako giving presentations, saying where they went wrong, and even when they were in the government, they could not mention. You must know we are heading to somewhere, and that's the referendum. Yeah.
Most definitely. And just a final question. There's something you mentioned in a previous video that you did about the period for amending the constitution, or the period that is given for amending the constitution.
Yeah.
And looking at probably some of the reforms as well as some of the happenings that are going on in Kenya, do you feel like that period is too long, or it should be reduced?
For the constitution to be amended, there must be wrangles, there must be problems. It can be tribal classes, maandamano, life expectancy. I don't know how we can go. What is happening in Kenya exactly now? Now you can again ask yourself another question. What happened between 2002 and 2010? Why could we not be satisfied with what we drafted in 2022? That one can simply give you an answer that we can always amend the constitution as much as things are not good or through. Yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah. And of course we are looking
even with without specific duration, or we can amend it. Maybe what if civil war comes?
It will call for for that.
Yeah.
Most definitely. And we're really looking forward to seeing or to discussing or to try and know what's happening at the Bomas of Kenya. Of course, a lot has been happening. Now, for this particular video, I do not want to ask you about Jubilee because we saw them present and we saw both parties of Jubilee. If you don't know,
you can ask.
But no, that one I will ask separately because it deserves its personal discussion. Yes, but for us here today, basically we're just focusing on opening the servers after every election, and it should be open to the public. Do you agree to that? Is that something that you would conform to, that after every single elections, the servers are opened so that we can ensure that, number one, of course, free, fair, and credible elections in Kenya, as well as peace is maintained after every elections? If you do agree to that, please tell us on the comment section. If also you do not agree to that, tell us on the comment section below and tell us why. Tell us why. That is it for Ask Siasa, of course, with Mr. Nyamweya, as well as I, Tamara Patience. See you in the next Ask Siasa.
Yes, thank you.